Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number TBF111 barrier-free tubular straight door pull. Now the TBF, that is going to be let's dissect the part number. T stands for tubular. That means that the pull handle is a hollow tube. It's hollow with these welded in threaded plates. Hollow. Now, this is in comparison to Rockwood's standard pulls that would not have the T in front of it, like a BF111. That would be the same everything, dimensional properties, but it'd be solid stainless. Here's an insider tip. Watch out for the tubular because they're more expensive. And I can't think of a reason why someone would need tubular over solid, maybe except in the instance of weight. You might be doing a project where the weight was ultra critical for something, or maybe the density of material was important, some sort of power plant or some sort of scientific application, maybe a laboratory. I can't think of the reasons why specifically or instances to draw on my experience of why someone has said, I need tubular because of this reason. I can't think of anything concrete. But tubular is more expensive as a rule than solid, so keep that in mind. Why? I can only guess that the material handling, the material processing might be more costly. Certainly welding in those plates down at the bottom is a hand process, whereas a solid bar, while it's still going to be drilled and tapped, does technically require less labor because you're doing less assembly. It's just a guess on my part. It is certainly noticeably less heavy. It's probably, 40% of the weight. This weighs about 1 pound, or at least it does with its Type 1 mount. And Type 1 is just a through bolt, flathead, I would call a stove bolt, flathead machine bolt with a couple of countersunk washers. Okay, will be included. You have to select the mounting type, and there's a link below this video to a document called Mounting Drawing. Let me back up. I've gotten too far away from dissecting the part number. T stands for tubular. You drop that, you've got a solid bar. The BF stands for barrier free. That means that the clearance from the face of the door to the inside of the pole is 2.5 inch. This being a 1 inch diameter pole, you'll be at 3.5 inch overall projection. Okay. BF is barrier free. That means handicap compliant. That is literally how much room a person has to get their hand inside of there, even with a deformity or some sort of handicap. The 111 is a reference to the size of the pole. This is going to have a center to center of 10 inch. And because the diameter is 1 inch, you'll have an overall of 11 inch. Okay? 11 inch overall, 10 inch center to center. Be very, just make sure 10 inch is what you need. That's the bottom line. The 630, which is this part, and it's not in the part number, you do have to select the finish. The 630 means stainless steel. So this is a solid not solid. The base material is stainless, and it has a number 4 brushed finish on it. Okay. Now, finishes. This is available in all the common architectural finishes and different materials. You can certainly do this in your stainless, polished, and satin. You can do it in aluminum, in a clear anodized, and a dark bronze, and a black, and a variety of finishes on aluminum-based material. But that would not be tubular. Keep that in mind. You're going to certainly drop the T in the part number. Then your brass and bronze base materials: polished brass, satin bronze, oil rubbed bronze. And one thing that sets Rockwood aside is their almost eager level of entertaining requests for custom finishes. You need a whole mess of these in flat powder coated black. Rockwood's your go-to company. They will absolutely do that for you. So different finishes. Now, back to the mounting. There is a link below this video to a document called Mounting Drawings that will allow you to review the different mounting types available. For a tubular mount, only a type 1 is really common where you're going to through bolt it. Bolting these back to back is really not permissible because it's a hollow tube and there's no way for them to really create what's necessary to make that happen. Now, you can certainly, while it's not in the website, I can envision where we could go order off the menu, so to speak, and do concealed mounts that you might have a stud drilled and tapped into a steel door or an aluminum door with a spanner collar. So there's probably ways to make that concealed that I can envision, but they're very atypical with a tubular pole. And anything where there is required a set screw like you'd have in a back-to-back or at a concealed mount, single or double cone, is just simply not permissible because it's a rod is what this is. Okay, there is a link below this video to the product brochure, which will allow you to review this item, give an overview of what tubular poles are, and allows to get a little bit closer to why you might want a tubular pole. Lightweight, and my experience with them costing less, as indicated on the product catalog or product brochure, is counter to what I have found. I have found tubular to simply cost be more expensive. That could be based on volume. Rockwood's going to make, my guess is they're going to make 100 solid bars to one tubular bar, so they have economies of scale, I would say, why in my experience solid is less expensive. I would think, however, if you're quoting from this perspective, let's say a large building, let's say a 30-story condo building, and you're going to be looking at 90 poles or 200 poles, whatever you're using them for, you might be able to achieve the economy of scale by tubular being less expensive. The weight I had mentioned would be the case. They state that there's 25% is weight of a tubular compared to something solid. I think it's a little bit higher, but of course that's going to be based on the other factors that will be involved with it. Other reasons why you might want tubular: lighter weight minimizes the risk of damaging and handling. Sure, there's no arguing that. If a UPS driver drops a box. The cost of most tubular poles represents a significant savings. We discussed that. Lead impact as well, so that your footprint on the environment is less when you've got a tubular pole per this. Now, you can see from that sheet at the bottom the other sizes available and how the part number changes based on the center to center. That's the trick. It's a little illogical to remember off the top of your head, but nonetheless, there they are. You can order them back to back, which changes what I had said earlier, along with concealed mount, so they can be manufactured to go back to back. And then also, when you add the BF prefix, you'll get your barrier free. So there you go. Now, finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all the Rockwood products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's page, but then links to some some very handy information. Their architectural door pull catalog. Rockwood has about a 90-page catalog on just their custom RM series architectural door pulls, and then finally their core product catalog, which is everything Rockwood trim and auxiliary hardware. Push and pull hardware, kick plates, pivots, door stops, the whole mess of everything considered trim and auxiliary. Their name is quite synonymous with trim and auxiliary, and it's a pleasure for me to review their products because it's the fit and finish that I'm always happy with. It looks like it was manufactured and packaged and shipped in such a way by people who take pride in what they do, and it comes right through in the quality of the product, and I would not hesitate at all to consider Rockwood for projects both large and small. Any questions on the TBF111, 630, tubular pole, or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.